Happy New Year.
You too, you too. Okay, so did you have a good holiday? Loretta?
Well, not so good. I only had
flu.
Good day, a very good day, a very relaxing day on the 6th of January, because
yes, on the fourth night.
Yes, I went to Garda's Lake, and it was a very, very beautiful day. It was a sunny day, and my husband and I we go out for a walk, and so
that was relaxing.
It was a relaxing day. But the other days, I have a lot of things to do with my mother-in-law. I have to stay with her, and so it was I was very tired, because this year at school was very hard, and when on holidays I had sometimes, not often, not sometimes, I often have to take care of her, and so there aren't very relaxing holidays for me. But
where does your mother live?
She lives in a town about 9 kilometers from my home. It's
okay,
near.
so not
no, it's not.
far.
It's not so far. But she's 91, and
yeah.
She
got a caregiver.
Yes, but when there are on holidays, not. Some days she's free, and so yes, I tried. I want to let her free in holidays, because I don't want her to go away.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's a good occasion for you to stay with your mother as well. Yes, but it's very demanding. I know.
And I'd like to have a help from my sisters-in-law, because my mother-in-law has got a daughter, but she don't want to take care about her.
She doesn't want to take care of her. What about your brother? What about your brother?
It's not my brother.
No, I mean, what about your brother?
My brother? I haven't got a brother.
Wait a second, there's an echo. Oh no, what did I do? Okay, all right. There was an echo, and that was probably the streaming. So I switched the streaming off, and then everything disappeared. I said, oh no, what did I do? Yes, so your sister-in-law doesn't want to take care of your mother. But what about your brother?
Not my mother, my mother-in-law.
Your mother-in-law.
Yes, my mother is younger.
It's her
daughter. No, my mother is younger, and she lives alone. And my mother always wants to take care about my mother-in-law, to let me free.
Help you. To help you, but that's a good idea. They might, you know.
Yes, sometimes she helps me, but my mother, she's 78. Yes, she's well. She's in good health.
At least that.
Yes, she goes to gym twice a week.
Wow, lucky her.
Yes. because she wants to take care about herself, her body, and I'm very lucky to have a mother like this, because she's very a positive person. She always helps me.
Yeah, good. I mean, your sister-in-law is your mother-in-law's daughter, isn't she?
Yes,
so why
yes,
does
of
she want to take
course.
care of her?
Because she doesn't want to do anything.
Oh my God.
She's very lazy. Her husband cooks for her too. Oh.
Yeah, well, my partner cooks for me, but because I do other things.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, here we are, back to school. Oh, wait a second, I'm not Stefano Cobello, so let's rename me. Yes, what about you, Antonella? How did you spend your holidays? Did you have a good holiday?
Yes, very well. I went to Switzerland.
To Switzerland?
Yes, for 10 days.
Wow.
Because my daughter lives in Basel. She's doing an internship in a chemistry laboratory.
Mm-hmm.
And she is in Basel for 10 months.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can.
You went over. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And she lives in a flat with a spare room, so I can stay with her.
Fantastic.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Perfect.
During the weekend, we went to visit some city like Bern, like Zurich. And during the week, she works, and me and my husband went to visit other villages.
Other village. She worked, or she used to work. Mm-hmm. Now, question, Mirko, a question to Antonella, please. Hi, good evening. Welcome. So does anybody want to ask a question to Antonella about her Switzerland holiday? Swiss holiday? Holiday in Switzerland?
I've just arrived. Maybe I don't know in which city she went.
Basel?
And
I went to Basel.
Basel.
Near
I went there.
the border between France and Germany.
I know it. I went there. So they speak German. Okay. Did you enjoy the city? Did you like it?
Yes. It is an historic city. The center is very beautiful. There is the Rhine, the river. It is very large. And there is the Münster. It is the cathedral, the main city, the main church. And another monument that I like very much is the, I don't know in English, but it is the most important civic palace, where the
city hall,
maybe it is all red, and it is a German style, a perfect German style, where the city hall, maybe, yes, I think.
Il municipio non era il municipio.
Esatto, il municipio,
the city hall.
The city hall.
Mm-hmm.
And there is many fountains. There are many fountains. And many water everywhere.
Lots of water. Lots of water. Sì, water è considerato is uncountable, che non si può contare, non puoi dire un'acqua, due acque, tre acque, e quindi si usa come singolare. There is a lot of water.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of water everywhere.
There are also many factories, many chemical and pharmaceutical, medical
or factory of chemistry.
I have a question for Antonella.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
How is the COVID situation in Switzerland?
How's the COVID, the pandemic situation in Switzerland?
Okay, it is. I think it is like in Italy, but the rules are different. So in the outside we can stay without the mask.
Wow!
And
wow, very lucky.
Very lucky.
The dream.
I can breathe for 10 days. Then I return in Italy and I put my mask and I think, oh, what a pity.
I thought, oh no, I'm back to the mask.
Okay, then when I went to Switzerland, I had to do the test, the COVID test in Italy, and I spent 15 euros.
15 or 15?
15.
15.
Yes, 15.
And when I had to come back, the COVID test was free in Switzerland.
Wow. Well, it's 150 euros in Finland if you feel better.
Oh.
My nephew wanted to come over, but then he thought, what? So much? Only for the test, only to go, and then I have to go back. No way. And
imagine the people that do tests every day.
Just imagine, yes.
How many money they spend.
What a lot of money they need. They have to spend. Yes, exactly.
Is there a print museum? Is there a print museum over there?
In Basel?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, there is a miller, an ancient miller near the river, and now it is a printing museum, a paper about paper.
Yes.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Small but very interesting, and about how much I spent about money. I spent very much for all.
A lot. It's a very expensive country.
Except for COVID test, all the things is very expensive.
Are very expensive. It's a very expensive country.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you? Sorry. Yeah. What about you? But very beautiful. Yes, yeah. I can imagine. What about you, Rita? Did you have a good holiday?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, it's nice to see you again.
It was a very nice holiday because it was my daughter's birthday. She was 26, and so we organized a little party at home. We were just 4 people, but it was very nice, and she was happy because it was like a surprise, and it was funny.
Yes, I suppose she still is 26. So instead of saying she was 26, maybe she turned 26.
Ok.
Ha compiuto i 26 anni, perché penso che abbia ancora 26 anni.
Sì.
Aveva 26 anni, un po' strana come frase. Yes, she turned 26. Okay. Yeah. Good, fantastic. Yes. What day was that? On what day?
On January 15.
The 15th?
The 15th of January.
After the holidays, then.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I mean after the Christmas holidays.
Yes.
Ah, okay. I thought it was during the holidays. I thought it was during...
I can't hear you.
Holidays. Yeah. Okay. Right. Laura, welcome back. How did you spend your holidays?
Thank you for coming back. My holiday at home. Mm-hmm. Because my doctor was ill.
Oh no!
And yes, have a COVID.
Did she get the COVID?
Yes. And for this I have made nothing.
How is she now?
Yes.
How?
No, it's okay. It's okay now.
She's okay now.
Yes.
Good. Okay, but You had to stay at home. And so were you on quarantine as well?
Yes, I and my daughter.
The whole family, yeah.
Whole family. Yes, it's
how sad during the holidays.
Not so sad, not so sad. It's okay. Because together I saw many films, many movies.
You had the occasion to spend some time together.
Yes, I read, I write,
wrote. Yes, good. What about you, Roberta? Hi, Roberta. Welcome back. What about you? Did you have a good holiday?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Good. Questions to Roberta, please.
I'm happy to see you. For me, it's the first time in this very beautiful community. And I try to understand because my English is handmade.
No, don't worry. You're doing very well. No problems. Yeah. So you're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Don't you want to ask a few questions to Roberta? Any one of you?
Where are you from, Roberta?
I come from Verona. I live in Colognola, Colli. And you?
I'm from Lucca in Tuscany.
Oh, fantastic. It's a great place.
It is a great
fantastic.
Italy is wonderful everywhere, but yes.
Thank you.
Are you a teacher, Roberta?
Sorry?
Are you a teacher?
No. I have studied English a long time ago, and now I would like to make one, I don't know in English, one refresh.
Yes.
Because my English is very old and I don't know many different words for explain with the people, because I work in the tourist restaurant in Caorle, Venice.
In Caorle near Venice.
Yes.
So she needs to refresh her English.
Thank you, Maria Pia. Thank you, Maria Pia.
What about you, Terry?
Hi.
Hi, hello, welcome back.
They changed the time of my meeting, so
good.
Here I am.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I was thinking she made it, she did.
Yeah, I've just finished.
Good.
Already
did you have a good holiday?
No, not at all, because of the health. Because
you
first the health, salute.
Yes, health. Did you get ill?
Yeah, I got ill. And my husband first. He started coughing and sneezing and fever.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
It was the New Year's Eve. So we started that kind of holiday. And then after 6 days, I started the same things. So I stay at home. I restarted to go to school on Monday.
Last Monday. Was it a flu or was it a real COVID?
No. I did 4. I don't know the name of tamponi. I don't know.
Tests.
Yes. But it was always negative. And so here I am. But it's
flu.
a classical flu, like a 90, so many years ago, the kind of flu. It was not COVID. But I've got my colleagues, they are all, they caught COVID.
Yeah, they all got COVID.
Okay, they all got COVID.
Yes, it's a bad situation in many schools.
It is. My class is in DAD.
Oh no. Yes. Because there are 2 pupils.
No, there are 4.
4.
Yes.
Even worse.
There are more than 2, so.
Mine too.
Oh.
You too, Lorella. Are you on DAD?
Oh, yes. One in DAD and one in presence. So in the same morning, I have to go to the computer and to go to the other class.
To the class.
Yes.
Yeah, that's very hard because Loretta, I know her as Loretta, but anyway, Loretta teaches in a primary school, so it's particularly difficult, to be in DAD.
For me, it's the same because I've got a second class, and so
yeah. They're still small, you know. It's
Yes.
not like talking to adults.
No, it's not.
Okay, Ivan, welcome back. Did you have a good holiday?
Hi everyone. Yes, nothing special. I stayed at home, but it was a good occasion to spend some time with my family and my children. Yeah, and we played together with some board games, or we saw some television films, cartoons. Yes, it was a good period, relaxing period, and then yes, we didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, just stayed at home, but it was relaxing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Did you finish your films, Ivan?
Yes. Yes, yes. In this occasion, yes, I could.
And did you play?
Yes, I played the piano. I played with my children because they.
No, I meant the piano.
Yeah. I meant
your children play the piano as well.
Yeah. My children play the first the violin, and the second the piano. So we have an orchestra in in our house.
Orchestra, yes. What about you, Loretta? Did you have time to play music?
Yes, in this period I played with my group.
Did you
with my band, and we hope to go out in June. In June we have a holiday near here to show new musical groups of the town, and we have a competition. A free competition to show new musical groups, new musical bands, and we are preparing this day maybe in June.
Okay, let's hope for the best.
In the second week of June.
Yes, good. On the second week of June.
On the second week, yes.
Good. Right. Who else is here? Giovanni, you just made a couple of questions, but how did you spend your holidays, Giovanni?
During my holiday, I went to Benevento.
Are you from Benevento?
No, my parents, my grandparents, and I spent 10 days more or less in Benevento with my grandma, because when I have the possibility, I try to stay with her a lot, because she's 94.
Wow!
And every moment with her is important for me.
Exactly. Do it when you can.
Yes.
Because maybe you know. Yes, right. Allora, chi chiede a Giovanni com'era il tempo a Benevento?
Hi, Giovanni. Hi, Robbie. I'm from Verona. What's the
hi,
weather
Roberta.
like in Benevento?
It's like summer, because I know that in Verona there was I don't know 3, 4.
It was very foggy and
foggy,
cold, of course.
And cold. In Benevento is sunny every day.
It was sunny.
It's very hot. More or less 18, 17, 18 grades.
Degrees Celsius or centigrades?
Centigrade.
Celsius or
degrees Celsius.
This week in Verona, the sunshine. We're very happy because my home is near the mountain, and usually we don't arrive the in English, nebbia, I don't know.
Fog.
Okay. Okay. But in this week, the weather is very good. The sunshine, and my hand and my heart is happy.
Yes, when the sun shines, our mood becomes much brighter and happier, doesn't it?
Yes. But I'm sorry, Maria Pia, because I'm very interesting. I don't know where live Mr. Ivan, because we are in the house and Ivan is outside with the sunshine all night. Sorry, where do you come from, please? Austria?
I think that's a background. I don't think it's his real house. I think it's only a background.
Yes, it's a background. Unfortunately.
We're definitely.
I'd like to live in spring every time.
Yes, we're definitely in a better mood when the sun shines. We're happier, we're more energetic, full of energy, lively, and so on. So, but better mood. Abbiamo, come si dice in italiano?
But of course, there is some people that are in a good mood when rain outside.
When it's raining?
Outside,
yes. Can be depressing, and yes. There are people is a plural, so there are some people who are depressed and so on when it rains. Yes, exactly. What about you, Sabrina? Hi, Sabrina, welcome. Did you have a good holiday?
Hi, everyone. Hi. Hello, Maria Pia.
Hello.
My holidays has been normal time.
Yes.
Nothing extraordinary.
Special. Nothing
because
special.
of the COVID situation. You have to stay avoid for the people. You have to keep distance and you don't have non hai voglia. You don't have.
You don't feel like.
Yes, thank you. Don't feel like to go outside.
Yes.
To go outside, and I stayed at home. I passed the time reading, cooking cakes.
Wow, that's good.
Tiramisu, cheesecake, pancakes.
Are you a good cook?
And so on. I love cooking. I love cooking biscuits and cakes in general.
Yummy.
So
yes, since you have to keep distance, you don't feel like doing anything special.
Yes. From
to feel like
is the same this Christmas and the last Christmas
as well. Last Christmas we couldn't go anywhere. This Christmas we could, but we didn't really feel like going anywhere.
Yes. Ormai, Maria Pia, ormai
already dipende cosa vuoi dire. Already, it's already been 2 years.
It's already been inside. Abbiamo interiorizzato questa paura. I have fear to go outside. I have fear to.
We are afraid. Yes. We are afraid of going out. We are afraid of going out. To be afraid of, or we are scared of going out. But in this case, we are afraid of going out. Abbiamo paura di uscire. Yes.
Yes, we stay in the balcony, in the garden.
Yeah.
And, Our lives is or at work or at home.
Oh, your life, you mean? Yes. Our lives are work and home again.
Yes.
Okay. Don't be so depressed. Cheer up. We can do many good things at home.
But this period is too long. And when you have a lot of situations of COVID at work, and you have to stay one day okay, and the other is not okay, and there is like altalena.
Yes, altalena sarebbe swing, ma in questo caso there are up and down. Up and down, io direi in questo caso. There are up and down, and there's a lot of uncertainty. Yes.
This situation hurts psychologically, no?
Yes, you don't know what to expect from the future, and psychologically speaking, this is very bad. Yeah. But cheer up, Sabrina, you're with us now. That's a good occasion, you know.
Yes, but I have two classes in that. We are at the school and the children are at home till the 21st of the month or this month.
God. Oh my God. What age are they? What age are they?
8. One class is 8 years old and the other is 10 years old.
8 and 10 is, yes, they're still too young.
Yes.
Wow. Try your best. Try your best. So did you talk, Serafino? Serafino, how were your holidays?
Fantastic. I stayed in Cogne, in Naples. I'm stayed in Cogne for 3 or 4 days. And
did you go skiing there?
No, skiing only in hiking on the snow around the city. Very nice day. I stayed near to starting Gran Paradiso. Very lovely scenery landscape. Very fantastic. The weather is fantastic, and but in certain hours today is a very cold because the sun there is around 12 o'clock, and sun down around 3:30.
Yes.
But okay, and you can go around hiking and in around 3 or 4 hours.
Yes, about 3 or 4 hours. So the scenery, la pronuncia giusta è scenery, is fantastic. The weather was fantastic. We are talking about the past.
Yes.
The sun comes out at about midday and goes down at 3:30. So you only have a little more than 3 hours, and then it's very cold. Where do you live, Serafino?
I'm living in Turin.
I live in Turin, yes. Non si dice I'm living because abitare, live, è una cosa abituale. I live in Turin, yes, okay. So, did you all speak a little bit? Mirko, we didn't hear you very much, only a couple of questions. So don't you want to tell us about your holidays? We can't hear you, Mirko. We can't hear you.
Okay, thank you. I passed a relaxing holiday. I couldn't travel because I was supposed to visit my brother in Grenoble, but since his wife is pregnant, he didn't suggest us to go there. The doctor didn't suggest us to go there, or that is what he said. And
yes. He suggested you not to go there. Yes.
Yes. So I stayed at home with my friends, with my family, and I went for some trekking on the mountains.
Like Serafino, right? Okay, yes, the doctor didn't suggest, grammatically it's correct, but it means he didn't make a suggestion. Actually, he made a suggestion. He suggested you not to go.
Yes.
So it's better to say the doctor suggested not to go. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And
Thank
to
you.
spend a relaxing holiday, not to pass. To pass, per il tempo non si usa to pass, to spend.
Yes.
I
Thank
spent
you.
a day, I spent a holiday, I'm spending a week. Okay, not I'm passing a day now.
Yes.
I'm spending a day. Okay, good, very good. So now, what I wanted to do today, if it's okay for you, or we can go on speaking, whatever you prefer. We can do whatever you prefer, but always with the Cambridge exam in mind. I thought I could tell you about the writing part of the exam. Is it okay for you, or do you prefer to go on speaking? What would you like to do in this lesson? You tell me.
I think it's
Loretta.
okay, the writing.
Writing is okay. Lorella? Loretta?
Yes, for me is okay too. It's
Okay.
I always I always think for me it is better speaking, but writing is okay too. It's
okay.
It's the same for me.
Actually, I wanted to tell you how the writing part works.
I wanted to take some paper to write for the writing test.
Yes, that requires a lot of time, so you can do that at home, maybe.
I don't
because
understand.
It requires a lot of time. So maybe you can do that at home, because if you write now, we'll spend half an hour, 40 minutes waiting for you to write an essay or an email or whatever. So,
okay, no, now I said I go now to take a piece of paper to write now something.
Okay.
For the lesson today. No, just a minute, just a minute.
Yes, I will send you all the material anyway. I will put it in the file. Do you remember there's a file on Google Drive,
yes,
with all the listenings and examples of the Cambridge exams, and you know, all the book, the readings and so on, where you can practice. Do you remember it?
Yes.
Are you doing something?
I opened the file with the book. And
got scared and closed it again. No.
Yeah, no, yes, it's something like this. No, but I've got I had because before closing it, a purpose to ask you which chapters it's better for us to study.
Who knows? Who knows? They can ask any of those topics.
Okay.
We don't really know. All those topics can be asked, but I don't think it really matters about the topic. What you must practice is, vocabulary, enlarge your vocabulary and grammatical forms, these kind of things. And of course, you'll have to know what to do exactly in the exam, not to spend a lot of time trying to understand what they ask you to do. And that's how I can help you, you know. But as for the topics, all the topics in the book are important.
Okay.
I saw that C level, no?
Actually, that's a C1 level because there isn't a B2 level book downloadable. So I had to download the C1, but the topics are more or less the same. But the listening exercises are B2 listening. So
okay.
Did you see the what was it? I think it was a file, yes. The file with all the links to the various listenings.
Yes.
Those are all examples of the listening part of the exam. They last about 1 hour each. You can do it maybe one part now, 15 minutes, and then the second part tomorrow, and so on if you want to. But they last about 1 hour because they are the listenings, examples of the listenings which you'll be asked to do at the exam. So that's it. Okay, so as for the writing, let's share the screen. Wait a second. What's in here? Okay, writing. So you'll have a total time of, what did I do? Oh my God. Did something wrong. Sorry, I did something wrong. And okay, I wanted to make it larger for you to read better, but okay, right. Okay, can you read it?
I think we can
You
read
have to
also
close.
more.
Yes, perfect.
Okay, sorry.
No, I think you have to close the.
Yes, I did. I think I did. So you'll have a total time of 80 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes for 2 texts. And so you'll have to spend about 40 minutes each. The first text is question 1 is compulsory, mandatory, and it is always an essay. Then question 2, part 2, you can choose among an article, an email, a letter, a report, or a review. Actually, you will have 3 of them, but they are chosen among articles, emails, letters, reports, or review. Okay? And your writings will be evaluated on content. The content means you must do all you are asked to do. So reply to all the questions. Don't forget to reply to one or to develop one part of the essay or the letter, whatever it is. The second evaluation will be on communicative achievement, which means that your writing must be appropriate for the target reader. So must be formal if you talk to maybe a teacher or a person you don't know, informal if you talk to a friend, or neutral if it's, for example, an article. And the style must be appropriate for the specific communicative context. An email, an essay, a letter, a report, a review, or an article all have different styles. They're written in a different way. And so you have to use the correct style. Then another evaluation will be on organization. The writing must be logical and ordered, which means that all the sentences must be connected, coherent. You must use linking words, cohesive devices, and so on. And finally, a fourth evaluation will be made on the use of language. You must show a wide range of vocabulary and grammar, and of course, correct. Use them correctly. So far, so good. Is it okay up to now? Is it okay up to now?
Yes, yes.
Good. I tried for the first time in my life to make a poll. I'm sending you a poll now, and you must try to reply to it according to, do you know what a poll is? Un sondaggio, un questionario, un sondaggio. You must reply to the questions according to whether you think this is assessed, evaluated, or not. For example, I'm going to launch it now. Okay, did you get it? Right. Now, the first question was, let me check, I've canceled it. What's the first question?
Are there many grammar or spelling mistakes?
Okay, are there many grammar or spelling mistakes? Do you think this will be evaluated, assessed, or non-assessed? If you think it's something which will be assessed, click assessed. If you think it's something which will not be evaluated, click on non-assessed. I want you to understand if you have an idea of what will be evaluated or not. So you start. You've got some few minutes. Let's say 10 minutes. 10 questions, 10 minutes.
Maria Pia, sorry, can you tell me, please, what does assessed mean?
Assessed means evaluated.
Ok.
Sarà valutata se
Okay.
ci sono errori di grammatica
Yes.
o di spelling
Yes.
o no. Questa cosa sarà valutata o no?
Okay. We have to answer about this topic.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Maria Pia.
Just to brainstorm about what you think and what is effectively done.
I'm sorry, but I didn't understand about what. So it is handwriting, or is the writing well organized? But what's the writing? Well,
lo scritto che presentate, che sia un essay, an article or whatever, quello che voi presenterete, questo scritto. Handwriting vuol dire scritto a mano. La
yeah, yes. Okay.
So if I have finished, I can send you.
It comes to me automatically.
So I
already know that 4 of you have finished. Let's wait a couple of minutes more. Five people still needed to finish it. 4. Yeah. Three people more.
Did you make it with the Zoom up?
Yes, with the Zoom, yes.
Zoom up.
Yes, I'm experimenting, to be honest.
Ah, interesting. Good.
This was my first poll, the first poll I launched with the Zoom. So I'm very proud of me. I still don't know exactly how it works, but it's working. 8 people out of 10 have finished. There are 2 people more. Okay, do you think, okay. 1 person still needs to finish. Okay, so shall we check it? There's 1 person who is still finishing. Are you all taking part in the poll, aren't you? Wow, okay, let's stop here. Right, so are there many grammar or spelling mistakes? This is something which will be assessed, evaluated, okay? So they will check if there are grammar or spelling mistakes. So you have to be careful about this. Is the handwriting easy to read? This will not be evaluated. But of course, if they will not be able to read your handwriting, they cannot correct your writing. But it doesn't matter if your handwriting is nice or not so nice. This is something that they're not going to evaluate, okay? So, is the writing well organized? Yes, this is very important. Has the student answered the question fully? Yes, this is also very important. Does the writing achieve its purpose? Yes, this is also very important. Is all the information in the answer actually true? No, this is not important. You can lie, you can say you are from Rome when you are from Milan, you can say whatever you want to, nobody cares what you really say. As long as it's correct, and it makes sense with the rest of the writing. So there will be no evaluation on the facts, if they are true, if they agree with you or not. You can also write something like, I hope the world will all die in a few days, and it doesn't matter because they are not evaluating your ideas or if it's true or not what you say. They evaluate your English. How long does it take to read? And that's not evaluated as well. It doesn't matter. But of course, if you have to write between 140 and 190 words, you can write 500 or 50. Okay, you have to stay inside the word limits. But it doesn't matter how long it takes to be read. Does it make the reader want to laugh? This is not really evaluated, but if you do something, how can I say, involving and funny, it helps. It helps because especially in articles or emails or letters, it's nice to involve the reader by putting something funny or, you know, a little amusing or putting in some jokes, but there will not be a real evaluation on how funny the writing is, how, you know, involving it is, but it helps. So the correct answer was non-evaluated, but if you make the reader happy or wanted to go on reading, if you involve the reader, it's better. Are linking words used effectively? This is, yes, very important. You cannot say, for example, I don't know, use linking words in opposition to what you want to say. For example, it was raining and I don't know. How can I make an example? It was raining and so the cat was happy. There's no connection, you know. The linking words are very important. So it was raining, but the cat was happy. It was raining and the cat was happy. Even if it was raining, the cat was happy. Okay, there must be a correct connection. So linking words are important and they must be used effectively. So this will be assessed, evaluated. Does the writing include extra information to provide more details? Not necessary, but better. So they will evaluate if your answer is simply in I like cooking or I like cooking because since when I was a child, my grandmother, I don't know, helped me with my cooking, blah, blah, blah. So it's better to include extra information and provide details. So this will be evaluated, okay? In any case, you cannot give too short an answer like, yes, I do, no, I don't. You have to write the full sentences. And if in the full sentences, you give an extra information or a reason or a detail, it's definitely better. And this will be evaluated. Okay. Right. So, is it what you expected? È quello che era quello che vi aspettavate?
Yes, yes. Yes.
One more thing. Yeah.
We have to have good ideas and try to write at the best way.
Yes, in the best way. Exactly. Exactly. There are 4 other points which I couldn't put into this poll because there was a maximum of 10 questions. So I have made another poll, and I don't know how to get there. Okay. I'll find it sooner or later. I used to go to sondaggi, but now if I go to sondaggi, okay, this is the rest of the poll. Is formal or informal language used correctly? This is something which they definitely will evaluate. So it'll be excessive. Does the writer use interesting vocabulary? This is also evaluated. You have to write in a way that the vocabulary corresponds with what you want to say. And do not repeat the same word many, many times. Okay. Does the writer use complex structures such as I had been looking? Yes, this will be evaluated. If you use simple structures, as long as they are correct, it's okay. But if you want a high grade, you're supposed to use a more complex structure. So better use a simple structure correctly than a difficult one with mistakes. But if you can use a, how can I say, a more complicated structure in a correct way, that's the top. Does the writer use referencing words like these, those, and that effectively? This will also be accessed. Okay, right. Okay, let's do this last poll. What does content mean? Does it focuses on the way the text is organized or on how appropriate? Okay, you try and make this poll. Did you get it?
Yes.
Excuse me, is there a website or somewhere we can find idioms?
Idioms? I don't know. I'll check. Not that I know, but there might be one I don't know. So I will look for it for you. Yes.
Thank
But
you.
we can do some idioms together if you want to. No problems.
Because I know they appreciate if you use.
Yes, definitely. They are very much appreciated. Yes. Yes. But there are so many. So you might maybe learn a dozen, una dozzina, and use those. Because if you want to learn all of them, you finish with mixing them up and making mistakes. So it's better to learn a few and know how to use them. But yes, we can do some.
Thank you.
Shall we check it? There are two people missing, but okay. Shall I stop it? Let's stop it. Okay, so what is the content? The content focuses on how well the task has been completed. Okay, did you write all you were asked to do to write about? Point 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you have to complete all tasks. That's the content, and there will be an evaluation on the content. Then, communicative achievement. The communicative achievement refers to how appropriate the writing is in terms of germs. For example, is appropriate for an email, or for a letter, or for an essay, or for an article. Okay, that's what we call communicative achievement, and you will be evaluated on that. The organization focuses on the way the text is organized. If there's how can I say, a coherence, you know, linking words, and so on. And language focuses on vocabulary and grammar. Okay, so this is it. So content, you must do all you're asked to do. Community achievement, you must use the appropriate style for the target reader and for the genre, the communicative context you are using. The organization, the writing must be logical and ordered, well connected and coherent, and the language, vocabulary and grammar. Okay.
Sorry, Maria Pia, just a question, please. when we have to write the test, they say you to write letter, let's say, yes, for example, write a letter to a friend to explain this. Okay.
Yes.
And so,
and you know who you're writing to and what means you are using. So you know it will
give
be a
us
letter,
some
and you know it will be a
indication
friend.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, of course, of course. But let's concentrate on question 1 for the moment. Question 1 will always be an essay. What is an essay?
Tema.
Un saggio.
Un saggio però in questo caso è quello che noi chiamiamo un tema, ecco.
Okay.
An essay. Okay, let's concentrate on question 1, the essay. Okay, how to write a good essay. You'll be given the essay title and 2 prompts, 2 ideas. It's essential that you include both of these ideas in your essay, plus another idea of your own. For example, this is an example of a test they have given. Some parents teach their children at home rather than sending them to school. Is this a good or a bad thing for the children? Ideas. Having a parent as a teacher, making friends, and then a third idea of your choice. Okay? So, when you get this essay, what do? Step 1. Think about at least another point, idea 3, and take notes. Okay? So some parents teach their children at home, homeschooling, rather than sending them to school. What do you want to talk about? This you must talk about. And then what would you like to say? Write your third idea. Step 2. Write some adjectives, nouns, etc. related to the 3 ideas. For example, having a parent as a teacher. I don't know, can be you can be less shy with your parents. You can have more freedom. You can have not a fixed timetable. I don't know, you can be more adapted to your needs. Okay, making friends. Yes, sociality can be, you can lose a sociality, making friends. You can become an introvert person. Making friends can become more difficult, for example. Okay, and your third idea, I don't know, what could you give me a suggestion of your third idea?
Method.
Okay, method. So it can be more personalized. The method of the parents are not trained as teachers, for example. Okay, these are a few ideas that can come to your mind. Let's write them in a different color so as to, okay. Now, step 4, no, what step is it? Oh, I had already done it. How stupid of me. Anyway, having a parent as a teacher, you can be more flexible. The teaching can be tailor-made, fatto su misura, customized. There can be more freedom. it might be easier to talk to your parents instead of a teacher. You can be more independent and so on. Making friends, socialization, classmates, and so on and so on. Then step 3, decide if you agree or not with the title. Decide what you want to say. Decide your final idea. Because according to what you want to say, you have to organize your writing. So is this a good or a bad thing for the children? Think about it and decide if you want to say it's a good thing or a bad thing, or there are good aspects and bad aspects. Decide what you want to say, basically, okay? Because once you have decided what you want to say, it's easier to be well organized. Step 4, decide the conclusion you want to reach, okay? This is not, this is more or less the same as before. Do you want to conclude that it's a good thing? Do you want to conclude that it's not a good thing? Do you want to conclude that it can be good or bad according to many things? Okay, because you will have to work to write your essay arriving to that conclusion. And if you don't know what the conclusion will be, you will finish with writing things which are not connected to each other, or maybe bring to the wrong conclusion. For example, you can write something like, I don't know, homeschooling gives more freedom, more flexibility, more blah, 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 and then you conclude it's a bad thing. And one says, okay, there's something wrong with this writing. Okay, so decide your conclusion first before start writing. And then step 5, start writing. You need an introduction, a body with a good coherent development, the 3 ideas, and a conclusion. What do you do in the introduction? The introduction must be a hook, un uncino, something which catches the reader's attention and make them willing to go on reading. For example, a question or a famous phrase, okay? Something like, would you like not to go to school anymore? For example, if you were a child, would you prefer a question? A question is always very involving because it involves the reader on thinking whether he would or not do what's in the question. So it's very involving. Or a famous phrase everybody knows, because that also catches immediately the attention.
We can say, for example, we can start with a question. For example, do you think that Mozart's father was a good teacher for his son? For example.
Yes, example. But instead of asking, do you think, because you're not talking to somebody specifically, you are and in an essay, you are talking to everyone. So you don't talk to someone specifically. So a better question would be, can a parent be a good teacher? Generally speaking, you know, unless you want to make a specific question like, do you remember what you remember? Okay, that's okay. But otherwise, keep it general because it's an essay. It's not, you don't know the person who you're writing to, okay? But yes, a question is always very involving and makes the reader willing to go on reading and answer the question, you know? And the body. Be careful to treat all 3 points and link them properly. Okay, don't you miss one because this is very bad. And don't you pass from one sentence to the other without any connection or any coherent order, logical order, okay? I've written some examples of possible linking words. For example, to give examples, you can use, for instance, for example, in particular, people often behave stupidly when they are frightened. Take Alice, for instance, or for example. We're not at all happy with the way you handled the situation. In particular, we blah, blah, blah. We're not happy about this or that, okay? To show contrast, you can use but, however, otherwise, in contrast, on the other hand, on the contrary. For example, their front door was open, but nobody was inside. Their front door was open, however, nobody was inside. The technology sector is performing badly. The banking stocks, by contrast, or in contrast, are doing very well. Sam was quite rude. His brother, on the contrary, or on the other hand, behaved very politely. Magari scriviamo on the other hand. Okay? To show similarity, you can use likewise, similarly, in the same way. My mother did everything she could to educate us. In the same way, we put a high value on our children's education. Okay, likewise, we try to do everything for our children's education. Similarly, we put great value on education, our children's education, okay? To talk about contrasts, you can use however, yet, nevertheless, although, despite, even though, despite the fact that, etc. For example, the car broke down on the way. Nevertheless, I managed to get to the meeting in time. However, I managed to get to the meeting in time. Even though he has a master's degree in English, he still can't write a good letter. Even though the car broke down on the way, I managed to get to the meeting in time. Okay, all these can be used. Although the car broke down on the way, I managed to get to the meeting in time. Despite the fact that the car broke down on the way, I managed to get to the meeting in time. Okay? The car broke down on the way, yet I managed to get to the meeting in time. Okay, these are all possibilities. So maybe you can use one the first time and a different one, you know, on the second sentence, for example, to show a wider knowledge of language. To show result, therefore, as a result, thus, consequently, so, as a consequence. For example, they have recruited more people and consequently the service is better. And so the service is better. And as a consequence, the service is better. And as a result, the service is better. And therefore, the service is better. All these are interchangeable. The new laptops are thin and light, and therefore you can carry them around more comfortably. And so you can carry them around. And as a consequence, you can carry them around. And as a result, you can carry them around. And thus, you can carry them around. And therefore, you can, okay, these are all interchangeable. To indicate time or sequence, you can use first, second, or firstly, secondly, thirdly, finally, lastly, immediately, formerly, thereafter, soon, next, etc. Okay? And finally, you need a conclusion. an ending phrase which should be linked to the introduction, because this gives the idea of a complete, developed, well-developed speech, writing in this case, okay? So if your initial question, if your introduction was, can a parent be a good teacher, blah, 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 the ending phrase could be something like, so teachers study many years, I don't know, anyway, can be something which is connected with the introduction, okay, as a conclusion. So I don't think homeschooling is really a good thing, an option, because teachers study many years to become good teachers, and parents can never be the same, for example. Okay, a conclusion which is linked to the introduction. And finally, step 6, basic, very basic, important step, allow you some time to revise your work. There are for sure mistakes you need to correct, for sure, because we always make mistakes while writing, because we think about what to write, how to write it, maybe do some spelling mistakes. So allow you some time to revise your work. Reread the essay and check it has a logical and sequential order first. Then check you developed all the 3 required points. Check you didn't miss one. Then reread it slowly, paying attention to every single word, looking for possible spelling errors. And finally, reread it, checking the punctuation, which is very different from the Italian one. We will work on that. Punctuation in English is completely different. Okay? So,
can you teach us something about the punctuation?
I hope it didn't scare you. Spero di non avervi spaventato.
No, I think I can't do it. Not.
Oh, yes, you can, don't worry. And to show you can, I have put a website where you can practice. You can practice on this website. Go to this website. There are many examples of essays or letters and so on. You can practice, and once you submit your work, you're given an immediate 3-4 minutes, an immediate okay, here it is, an immediate check report. Okay, so we need the intermediate. Do you want to write an article? No, for the moment we want to write an essay because we haven't done any article yet. So an essay, let's choose an essay. Adventure in our lives. Okay, let's try this one. In your English class, you have been talking about different people's lives. Now, your English teacher, has asked you to write an essay. So you're writing an essay for your English teacher. Good. Write your essay using all the notes and giving reasons for your point of view. And the essay title is it important for people to have excitement and adventure in their lives? You must write about work, sport, and an idea of yours, one of your ideas. And you have to write an answer of 140 to 190 words in an appropriate style. Okay, this will be an example of your exam. Questo è esattamente un esempio di come sarà il vostro esame. Do not write your real name and surname or email address or something which can be connected to you in your answer, because, of course, the teachers must correct the exam without knowing who it belongs to. And if you put your name or address or something, your essay, your exam will be cancelled. Perché ovviamente chi corregge deve correggere senza sapere a chi appartiene quel foglio d'esame. E quindi se voi mettete il vostro nome, cognome o qualcosa, automaticamente è nullo. Per evitare che magari qualcuno faccia delle preferenze o che ne so io, insomma, ok? Now, you start writing, blah, blah, blah. When you're happy, they tell you, for this task, you should enter between 140 and 190 words. Try to write more.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yes. No, okay, that was an example. Anyway, you send, okay, write more. They don't accept it to me.
At least 20 words.
At least 20 words. Otherwise, they refuse to check it. Altrimenti si rifiutano di controllare.
Yes.
Okay, is it important for people?
Sorry, Maria Pia. We have to write the third point or only think about it in the test? We have to write the third idea.
You have to write.
You have to write.
In your exam. But what did I tell you? I told you, step 1. You need to think of another point.
And we have to complete this information in the exam. All right.
Yes, write
Okay.
it on the exam paper. Yes. Write it in here. Instead of the dots, you write your own idea. For example, I don't know, excitement and adventure in our lives, work, sport,
hobbies,
free time.
Yes,
or
free
arts.
time. But I can write in here. But anyway, yes. And then you start, then you write, you follow my suggestion, write a few words so as to brainstorm about what you want to say. Work, is it important to have excitement and adventure in work? You can put something like, yes, for example, dull, usual, boring, or involving. Okay, write a few words to start brainstorming. Sport, lively, exciting, involving, and blah, blah. Your idea, free time, you know, escape, quello che vi viene in mente fondamentalmente, what comes to your mind. So as to brainstorm and think about, you know, what you want to say. Then you decide what will be your conclusion. Is it important or not to have excitement and adventure? Or important in some cases and not in others, important but not too much, or whatever you want to say, okay? You decide whatever you want to say, what's your conclusion, what conclusion you want to reach, okay? And then you start your writing. You start with a question, and then a question, an introduction. I suggest you a question because it's more involving, but you can write whatever you want to. Make an introduction. Then the body, and then the conclusion, which if possible, should be connected to the introduction. Okay. Introduction. Okay. And then you submit it. In this case, I will have a very bad mark because continue to feedback. You can also put the timer to see how much time you have. And okay. So conclusion connect to introduction is not good. So you have to make a change on this part because it's not corrected. Okay. Anyway, well, this wasn't a very good report, but normally they give you a better report. Probably I kind of shocked it. Anyway, but probably usually they give you a better report with all the mistakes and the connections. They tell you the connections are not very good, this kind of things. And in any case, don't you forget that I'm very happy to correct your writings. So if you want to send them to me, I can correct them and send them back to you. And you can have a report of that kind. So I've talked too much, but I wanted to show you how the writing part of the exam will be. Try a couple of them. Try a couple of them, send them to me, I'll correct them for you, and I will also tell you what the mark would be probably like according to, you know, the content, the communicative achievements, the organization, and, you know, everything, language and everything. Ok, practice makes perfect. È solo una questione di pratica. La prima volta dite, oddio, non so da che parte prendere. La seconda volta saprete da che parte prendere. Second time, you will know how to deal with it. You will know how to deal with it. How to deal with it. Saprete come trattarlo, da che parte prenderlo. The third time, you will know how to do it. But maybe you will take too long to do it, more than 40 minutes. Fourth time, you will make it in 40 minutes, but maybe with some mistakes, and so on and so on. The linking words, the words connecting the sentences, are always the same. So the first time, you will go, oh my God, panicking. Oh my God, what should I write? Second time, you will remember some of them. Third time, you will know how to connect the sentences. And the fourth time, you will know how to write it. So it's only a matter of practice. So if you really want to do the exam, please practice. Send me your works. We can also look at them together in the following lesson and discuss about your works if you want to, or I can simply reply to you. Okay. So
yeah, but the title of the essay
can be any topic, basically.
Any topic.
Lately, they give a good attention to pollution, climate change, these kind of things, but can be anything, basically. Yeah, they are paying more attention to earth, environment, these kind of things. So should you choose among all the possible topics, I would suggest you to start with those. But of course, can be anything, basically. If you want to, I can send you a couple of listenings about these topics, so you can memorize some words, useful words, for example. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But of course, can be anything. So you might prepare on pollution and then have an essay on, I don't know, school, for example. But, you know, once you know how to make it and the connecting words and the possible alternatives for some common words, and, you know, you are already on, you know, at a good point, at a good point. Yes. Exactly. Thank you. Yes, there's my daughter passing by. They're all topics related to today's topics, what we call attualità, you know, today's topics. They don't usually ask you something like, I don't know, ancient Egypt or something like that. It's usually all current topics. And listening to BBC can be very useful as well. Yeah. Or ABC, the American Broadcast Corporation, or the BBC, the British broadcast, or the Australian Broadcast Corporation can be also very useful. Yeah. So we still have almost 20 minutes, and I've talked too much today. I want you to talk now.
Maria Pia, please, can you send us the link to sign, please?
Oh, yes.
Right, thank you. Right, thank you very much indeed. To sign your presence, I always forget that. Luckily, there's always someone who reminds me. Per fortuna c'è sempre qualcuno che mi ricorda. Ah no, non è su Drive, è su Forms. Yes, thank you for reminding me. It's usually Loretta, the good one, but this time it was Antonella.
I was thinking about the exam. I'm so worried. So
You're so worried.
Remember
don't worry,
the
don't
sign.
worry. Don't worry in the least. You'll make it. But of course, we have to prepare it.
But if you don't pass, they don't beat you, right?
Sorry, no, they won't kill you if you don't pass.
Sure.
Don't worry.
Sure.
But you know what? That's the link. I've put it on the chat to sign your presence. No, you won't be killed. But you know what? The Cambridge exams are quite expensive, to be honest. So I think Europol got a convention with special prices, but nevertheless, it'll be something like €100 or even more. And so it's a pity if you don't pass it, you know.
Right.
But you will pass it. Follow my suggestions and you will know how to do and how to pass it. As I told you though, 12 hours is nothing to prepare the Cambridge exam. So a great part of the preparation must come from you. So I can tell you how to handle with the exam, how to deal with it, what to expect, you know, all these practical information, which are not secondary, believe me, because once you are there, if you know what to do, it's all different from being there and try to understand what you have to do.
But are there exam sessions, or you can go?
Yes, plenty of them. One every fortnight, sometimes one every week. So you can choose whenever you want to. Yeah.
But you have to subscribe something.
Yes. You can do it online as well. Do you want to go and have a look? For example, let's have a look. I think I can do that because Cambridge exams. For example, no, these are all, okay, for example, B2. No, we don't want the one for school. We want this one. Okay, book an exam. Now, first you have to choose whether you want to do a computer-based exam or in presence. I will tell you all about it. Now choose your region. Okay, select a location, Italy. Italy. Select a province. Okay, region. Veneto. A city. I put Verona, but of course, if you're living in Turin, put Turin. Se vivete a Torino, mettete Torino, insomma. B2 first. Search. You can do it at the Cambridge School of English or at the British School of Verona. Both are good. Let's say we want to go to the British. Blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Okay, book an exam. Oh no, that's a loop. We're going around and around. Anyway, I will make a subscription for you if you want to. But there are many, many dates. There are many possibilities. One every 2 weeks at least, but even more. Book an exam. What am I supposed to do? Okay. Anyway, they do it every fortnight, basically, every 2 weeks. Lo fanno ogni paio di settimane, ma anche ogni settimana a volte.
In Verona?
All over, anche a Torino, dappertutto in realtà. Allora, the Cambridge School of English. Vabbè, visit centers. Comunque sì, ne fanno tantissimi. There are plenty of them. In the meantime, while I'm looking,
certifications probably.
Sì, vabbè, accept all. Questi sono i corsi, ma qua sarà l'elenco dei certificati che dà. Ok, i prossimi eventi.
No, più low cost di questo?
Questi sono corsi fondamentalmente. Io voglio sapere gli esami. Beh. Allora, certificazione, Cambridge. Quale certificazione vuoi? Vabbè, poi magari non volevo farvi perdere troppo tempo. Ecco qua, per esempio, le nostre date da gennaio a luglio, per esempio. Allora, for schools, cat and pet, esami disponibili tutti i giorni, ma non ce ne frega niente perché noi non facciamo quelli della scuola. Noi facciamo questo, B2, quindi c'è the 8th of January, the 19th of February, the 5th of March. For schools, I don't know whether we can be considered a school. Non so se però noi possiamo rientrare tra le scuole, forse. Anyway, there are many dates. 230. Oh my God, it's even worse than I thought. I thought it was around 100. 120, but maybe through Europol you could get a discount. 230, it's a lot. My God. Anyway, it can be computer-based or paper-based. And I will tell you the difference. Scusa, questo cos'era? Ah, e questo invece, scusa. For schools per i ragazzi, aged 11 to 19. I don't know. Anyway, there are many possible dates, so don't worry. So if you don't do it in February, you can do it in March or in April or in May or June or whenever you want to. You know, a couple of weeks before, when you decide, a couple of weeks before, you can apply for the exam.
Okay.
Allora, lasciamo perdere quello che c'è scritto for schools. Let's forget about the 4 schools because it's indicated for teenager 11 to 19. But even forgetting the 4 schools exam, there's 8th of January, 19th of February, 5th of March, 11th of March, 19th of March, 12th of April, the 23rd of April, the 14th of May, the 28th of May, the 4th of June, the 7th of June, the 9th of June, the 11th of June,
yes,
the
but
18th of, so many.
Okay, look at the third column. There is a CB or PB because PB is for
computer-based or
yes,
paper-based.
Yes. So not all the dates, but yeah, you have to choose.
Some of them are computer-based, some of them are paper-based.
Yes.
And then you have to decide which one you want to do. Personally, I suggest you the computer-based, but I will tell you, you know, what's the difference. I know I will have to make a lesson on this to help you choose if it's better for you a paper-based or a computer-based. Because the questions and the difficulty, it's exactly the same. But personally, I prefer the computer-based because, for example, the listening, you will have to go there anyway. You cannot do it from home. Computer-based means you have to go there and you will be given a seat with a computer. You can't bring your own computer. You can't bring anything. You will be given a seat with a computer and you will have to work with their computer. But what's good is that, for example, for the listening, you got earphones. You can regulate the volume. No interruptions, interferences from other students, from noises from outside, or these kind of things, you know. So it's easier. You can be fully concentrated. It's easier to understand. In a classroom, when they make you listen a tape or a CD or something, there can be noises. Maybe it's summertime, the windows are open, you can hear cars, you know, horning outside, you know, these kind of things. There are the other people around saying, oh my God, oh, what's this? I didn't understand, blah, blah, blah. There you are more concentrated. As for the grammar part, you can, and even the writing part, you can write on the computer and you know, correct your spelling or change or without showing it to the teachers. If you write, then you have to cancel, rewrite. It takes more time, and they see that you change your mind, you know. And they're supposed not to take care of that, but you know, it's always better not to show them how many times you have rethought about that idea, you know, and rewritten it. And also the using of grammar, there will be, how can I say, questions to answer A, B, C, or D. And in the writing part, you will have to report the answers on a separate sheet of paper. And this can be very tricky because sometimes people in reporting the answers make mistakes. For example, 1A, 2B, 3C, and you report 1A, 2C. You miss a line, for example, or you get confused. On the internet, you don't have to report. You simply click and the computer gives a final report. So it's easier. It's easier in meaning that there is a less risk of making mistakes. Also, with the computer, you can skip one question you maybe don't know, go on with the other ones, and at the end, you are told the one, there's a red dot on the one you didn't answer. So it's easy to go back and click on that and think about it and, you know, answer. Writing, you'll have to look back to the one you have missed, skipped before, you know. And so it's more time requiring, and the time is always the same. So personally,
the speaking part is the same. So you
is the same. Yes.
Didn't do that on the computer.
No, you can't do that on the computer. No, no, that will be in presence. Yes, but all the rest will be on the computer in their house, in their center, and but yeah. But of course, if you prefer, if you're a traditional kind of person who prefers, what's this noise? Who prefers to have everything, you know, with a pen and paper, no problems, you can do that. Yeah. So, I'm sorry to see your faces so, you know, ear down.
About the exam. Wow.
About the exam.
Maria Pia, do you think that teachers can pay with bonus docenti, for example?
For sure. Yes, it will be possible. I'm sure that depends on the single individual center,
yes,
but it's normally possible. They normally accept it. Yes.
How much it was?
230. A lot for B2.
Yes.
I don't expect so much.
In my school, there is the Trinity.
Trinity is much easier, for example.
It's easier, yes, and it's only the speaking part. And in my school, there is this organization for children and also for teachers, for people, for if you wanted to do this certification. My school is connected with Trinity. And
do
so
it with the Trinity then.
I'm thinking about it because if I do the Trinity certification, I have I pay very low because I'm a teacher inside the school. For
yes, you have discount.
Yes, for the
yes, to apply to the Trinity.
Yes,
so apply to the Trinity. It's also easier. It's also easier. Much easier.
Is the same level?
No, much easier.
Yes,
much
I know, easier. But the first certificate is the first certificate.
Yes, B2 is B2, and you are supposed to know what is in the B2 syllabus, the European syllabus. You're supposed to know those things. But first of all, there's no written part. And that's a great difference. And even the spoken part, the speaking part of the exam, I mean, they're not so strict usually. Trinity is Irish. Irish are like Italians. Cambridge is British, and British are very strict. They have to check those things, and they will check those things. And they will give you an evaluation, all those things, and there will be an average mark and, you know, no discussions, no. Trinity is Irish, more like Italians. There are usually teachers who are more, you know, willing to help you to, you know, it depends on the teacher a lot, to be honest. I should say this in streaming, to be honest. Non dovrei dire questa cosa mentre siamo in streaming, mi dimentico sempre che siamo in streaming. But yes, but it's easier. Yes. The exam is easier.
I'd like to do Cambridge because I think it's more serious, but
it's more complete. Yes.
But I think I also think about Trinity because it's inside my school. I can, for example, try to this once and then think about it to try Cambridge.
Yeah, why not?
I don't need this certification to work.
That's what I wanted to tell you. It all depends.
It's only for my my personal culture. Okay, I wanted to do this certification, but I don't need it for my work.
That's also what I want to tell you. It all depends on if you need it. For example, universities sometimes accept the Cambridge certification and not the Trinity one, for example. So if you need it for university, you must do the Cambridge. If you need it for work, it depends on the company you work for. If you don't need it specifically,
yes,
you can also not take it.
They in my school they choose Trinity because they want to children in the primary school want to participate to do the exam to do it for per una prova for
Yes,
and so
for the children is also a way to, you know.
Yes, a way to love English more, to do a first exam in their life. And so we choose this, we choose Trinity because they little children have not to write. And so.
Exactly. Moreover, as I told you, they take into account all the, how can I say, personal situations. So I'm sure all children are passing the Trinity exam, I'm sure, because they take into account that they are children and they needed to be encouraged to go on with their English and not discouraged. And they take into account all these kind of things, you know. The last time I took some students to a Trinity exam, I talked to the teacher and she said, "Oh, I'm so impressed. People of 82, 84 doing this exam in a foreign language. I can only admire them." And they all passed because she was so, you know, Cambridge, they don't mind. This is the exam. These are the results. The answers. Is that enough? I mean, to get to pass, you pass. Isn't that enough? You don't pass. You can be 84. You can be, I don't know, 20. It doesn't make any difference for them because it's all, how can I say, a matter of fact, you know.
Iron rules. maybe.
Sorry?
Iron rules.
Yes, very strict rules, very strict, very mathematical, very unpersonal, more serious in a way, because I mean, it gives less room to, how can I say, teachers' personal evaluation. But yes, so for the children, it's definitely better Trinity, because they needed to be encouraged to say, "Ah, I passed A1." You know, it's something which is encourage them, exactly. It all depends on what you need to do, basically. But yes. So don't worry, don't worry. Just practice. That's the only thing you need to do. Just study.
Thanks so much.
I'm here for you. Send me your writings. I'll be very happy to correct them. And try also with the website if you want to. And you will see, Loretta, don't worry. First time you do an essay, you say, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? Second time, you already know what to do, but you still need to work it out. Third time, you do it out of time. Fourth time, you start to do it in time, but with some mistakes, and so on and so on. You get better and better. So don't worry. It's only a matter of starting and practicing.
All right.
I ended up with talking even on the last 20 minutes. Next time, it's your turn to talk.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Have a good evening.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Everything.
Bye.
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 Have a good
And
evening.
be positive. Everything can be reached with willing.
Thanks so much.
Practice makes perfect.
Good
Bye.
luck.
Bye-bye.
Good
Bye.
luck.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.